What type of cookware do you use in your kitchen? It's something not tons of people think about because they're mainly focused on the food, which admittedly is definitely more important. But the cookware really does make a big difference, and a lot of the modern non-stick cookware and Teflon and things like that can actually leach harmful chemicals into your food that get into your body and cause problems. So I'm not a big fan of non-stick cookware. In today's video, I'm talking about cast iron, my favorite go-to cookware that I've been using for years, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of the benefits of cast iron pans and also some tips on cleaning and caring for your cast iron pans so that they last long and that you can get the most out of it. Alright, let's start with the benefits of cast iron cookware. One, it's affordable. This won't break the bank, guys. You can get some good quality American-made cast iron pans for fairly inexpensive, and they last years and years and years when taken care of properly, so it's a great investment. Two is they're super durable and versatile. So you can put them in the oven on the stovetop, but you can also take them camping and put them over the campfire. You can put them on the grill. They're really, really durable, so they're not going to get damaged by the direct heat. And they're also just versatile. They're perfect one pan to have for all of your needs. Three is it provides an even heated cookware. So it disperses heat really well. So a lot of times when you're cooking with a standard pan and it's hitting the middle of the pan, the outer parts aren't nearly as hot as the middle. Well, cast iron does a really good job of conducting heat, so it travels throughout the pan and you get a much more even surface of cooking, so you're able to get your foods much, much better. It's great for searing. I love searing a good steak or a piece of fish on cast iron. It gives it some really, really nice if you're trying to go for like some blackened mahi-mahi or some crusted different fish. It's awesome for that. And I suppose most importantly, it's a great non-toxic cookware that's been used for thousands of years. It's tried and true, and it can even provide you with a source of dietary iron, which is a cool little fun fact. So I'm a huge fan of these. They last decades, which is why they are actually passed down in families from generation to generation, which is really a miraculous thing that they can provide you with such longevity of pans. So like I mentioned at the beginning, it's a great investment, and when they're seasoned properly, you can even make things like eggs and other delicate foods and not have an issue with sticking. So in the next section, we're going to go over how to care for your cast iron pans and how to clean them properly so you don't get any rust and you can have, like I mentioned, the right seasoned surface so that you don't have food sticking to it. So what I like to do is I'll heat up the pan so that it kind of liquefies any fats or leftovers onto the pan, which makes it easier to clean. And then I'll bring it right over here to the stove or to the sink, and I'll run it under warm water. Now I like to use this kind of scrub brush rather than a sponge, just to kind of wipe off any bits of food, any pieces that get stuck on there, and to wipe it clean. If you have some stuff that's really stuck on there, you can use one of these chains. I don't suggest using that every time, but in a situation where you got stuff really jammed on there, you may need that. Then I'm going to take a paper towel and I'll dry it, dry the pan, and then we'll put it back on the stove. We'll put it over medium heat. And then to season it, a lot of people will use oil, like an olive oil. I don't suggest doing that because those aren't heat stable. Most oils, unsaturated fats, are not heat stable. So I like to use a saturated fat, and I tend to use a high quality animal fat like lard or beef tallow. That really gets a good coating so that you have a nice non-stick surface on the cast iron. But it's also safe to cook with, so when you reheat it to make your food, you're not having to worry about oxidized oils like as if you were to use olive oil. So I got a little bit of lard here, and I'm just going to put a little dollop in the pan, and I'm going to kind of swirl it around so it spreads throughout. So you don't want to use a whole lot, you just want to be able to get a nice even coating over the whole pan. And then after, as it kind of melts down, once it's more liquid, what I'm going to do is take a little paper towel and use the paper towel to actually spread the cooking fat over the sides. So it gets really evenly coated. The paper towel will wipe up any excess so you don't have puddles of cooking fat there. And I'm just going to allow it to heat up for another minute or two. You don't want to get it super hot. You definitely don't want to forget about it. And then I'll just turn it off. And that's all there is to it. It's ready to go back to storage, and it's seasoned for the next use. It's clean and you're good to go. Now, it is kind of recommended that every few months, or depending on how often you're using your pans, after a little while, you do a full season of. So that is where you take your cooking fat, you put it over the pan, and you actually put the pan in the oven and let it bake for about an hour, depending on what kind of temperature you're using, things like that. And that'll give it more of a permanent seasoning, so to say. I like the little mini seasonings I use after each use, so that prevents me from having to do that type of seasoning nearly as often. And that's really all there is to it, guys. It's really simple if you know how to take care of it. As you saw in this video, it took me maybe 30 to 60 seconds to wash this pan. It was really, really quick, and it's really a good piece of cookware that I suggest you consider for your own kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Head over to livingfit.com and check out our other articles and videos so that you could learn more about how to optimize your health. Thanks for watching.